I will be talking about lifestyle, family,
trending topics, politics, and family issues.
Everything that concerns you and I. Every Tuesday on Immaculate TV,
2 p.m.
Don't miss it.
Hello everybody and welcome to Everything is Everything. I'm your girl Koko and I'm here with my girl Nelo. How are you, Nelo?
I'm good.
You look good.
Thank you. Oh, God, to the glory of God.
This tipping economy is like it's not touching your side though.
You don't need to touch me. I am a chosen.
It's necessary. Alright guys, so if you're here today, I'm sure you have seen our topic, and today we are going to be talking about the scandal that has broken in Equatorial Guinea about 400 explicit leaked tapes that has been trending. So Melo and I have decided that we're going to give our opinions and our take about it. So to start with, it's not a very common thing that happens. It's not a very common thing, but is it very common?
Sure?
It's not a very common thing, is it?
Okay.
Because the truth is that this person in question is a public servant, and all we needed to do was just look a little bit into him before we crossed into the private life, his private life, and then all of a sudden, bam! Here we are. You know what we were met with. So Nelo, what's your take so far?
No, to be honest, when you said it's not a common thing, I was like, that was what I was looking at you. Like, are you sure?
Huh.
I think
it should not be.
Well,
if it is, it should not be.
I don't think that's right from my own perspective.
Okay.
See, this thing, I feel it has always been. But because of the way tech is now, like technology,
okay,
the phone,
yeah,
the social media,
yeah,
different platforms,
okay,
and then it's like, from Guinea, things that happened in Guinea, Nigerians, Africans, different places, you're hearing about it.
Yeah.
So
everything.
For me, it has actually been, but it's just that this guy is just unfortunate.
Well, na the thief where they catch. Na him be thief.
Na him be exactly. Because there are evidence.
Now the one where they catch. I know a lot of people that are hailing this guy behind the scenes, and they are like him, and they haven't been caught yet. That is why they are still roaming about.
You know what? In fact, I posted something on social media, and I said, this is Solomon of our time.
In fact,
maybe there is still another person that will break the world's record. We never can tell. Now, the one way we see now, as technology don't bring them out, now we talk of. Because I'm sure there are still people that are living this kind of a life. And I looked at it, Coco.
Yes.
To be honest, I don't think that this was really the issue. I felt for this thing to happen, it's when I was like kind of analyzing it, I felt it's either he stepped on toes.
Okay.
Because the first time when they brought this in, they said they were actually, investigating him for fraud. Okay. Now we are no longer talking about the fraud now. What we are talking about are the
tapes. Has shifted to the tapes.
Exactly. Yeah. So and I was wondering, fraud. I heard he has been released from custody.
That's true.
So does it mean they didn't find what they wanted? That's basically on the fraud notion on fraud case. Why is it now going otherwise? Well, so I just felt is either he stepped on people's toes, and then maybe, or perhaps a lot of talkings, has been heard, and then the only way they could come up to get access to his private life was through those investigations, going to the office, going to the house, and then seeing those things. And for me, it's actually unprofessional. As somebody, the police, like the CIDs that we have, you go to someone's house and there is a particular reason you are there. Now you found a tape. Okay, maybe you wanted to check. I believe they checked. Since it's not related to what you are looking for, why leak the tapes?
I believe it's a bit on the illegal side. The tape should have not actually been leaked. Exactly. But here we are
private
now.
Life.
Well, the activities of the private life has now affected the public life of the whole Equatorial Guinea. Literally, to research on this matter, I just had to type Equatorial Guinea, and everything came out. Equatorial this,
Exactly.
Equatorial this, Equatorial that. This one 400. This I said, did they count it? In fact, I heard it was above 400.
It's ahead, but I was wondering when I heard 400. I said, where did these people get discounting from?
You know,
I'm just guessing.
I assume that they couldn't have just said it's above. Just like that, if truly, so this guy is anyway. Before we go too far, let's talk a bit about who this man is. So his name is Balthazar Eganga. The name alone,
it sounded like
the legend,
the
myth,
liquid metal,
breaker of waste, the first of his name.
Please, Koko, I love you.
I can go on. Solomon has nothing on this guy. This guy he's.
Are you sure? Maybe Solomon was still more.
The only difference between
700 concubines and 300.
He's very close. 400, 700.
Yeah, I just had a wife.
That's the thing, but I feel as if okay, Solomon's own still he still had more level because they were his. He's a bad guy. They were his, but this one. They are other people's own. That is the interesting and yet hilarious part about it. That they are other people's own, not his own.
Honestly,
this guy,
as this thing sounds, is also equally, kind of. It's like when you said ethical, it's not actually something to like laugh about because it's annoying.
Well, annoying or not annoying?
It's annoying. You said because those were not his.
Did you watch the tape?
In fact, I was
for research purposes, of course.
No, for research purposes, because when we're like, okay, we're going to discuss about this topic, because I actually took interest in the topic. Basically, like when I heard it, I was like, where did this man get his strength from? Like, based on 400, I'm like, is it one person per day?
It's possible for somebody to have.
How many people?
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible.
No.
He has a high.
What I'm talking about, what really caught my interest in looking into the matter. Then, and I was like, what must have this man done for these things to come out? That was why I told you, I think there is more to this.
Well,
because of the way they came about, it was actually on fraud. And did you hear now that even the wife has a leak tape with another person?
Well, it's a family thing, apparently.
Are they doing an open marriage? And I was reading
it's a family affair.
Some people were saying in Equatorial Guinea that the way they do marriage, the man can actually be having his thing outside and the woman having it, but they are still
together
married.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, fine. Then why the record?
Now, we now get to another point of it. Okay, the ethical part of it. Because it's very easy for you to say, oh, it was blackmailing high and mighty people. That was why they were sending their wives to come and like solve whatever problem it is that, they must have been going through. But then let's look closely at it. If you send somebody by force to go and say, okay, help me solve this problem, which I even doubt it because women alone, we are very jealous. Like even that it is not something that you are seeing your husband. You will see him with your two eyes doing all that, and you say, no, my own solution to it is I'll go and do my own. It's
you are talking about yourself, Koko. There are some women that are unwise. My husband is doing.
I should go
for me to
get back to him, to get back
and do my own. But you now forget there is no matter how much you want to paint this thing, there is a big difference between a male and a female.
Very
man
true.
And a woman.
Yes.
There are things that men will do and get away with it. As female, as a woman, you do them, you won't get away with it.
Is it ethical? That's the thing. Is it ethical? That's the ethical part we are talking about. Because now the society is making it look as if, okay, what does the woman want? All these women, like, okay, it's not possible for him to blackmail all of them. It's not possible for him to force all of them. They look like
exactly. I never heard that he actually blackmailed anybody.
He didn't leak the tapes.
You know what I'm thinking?
He didn't leak the tapes.
Okay. Let me share this opinion again.
All right.
So many a times, so many men refuse to accept that they are sick. When we talk about being sick, we're not talking about malaria or typhoid fever now.
You mean like an addiction?
Yeah. He has a sickness, like dysfunctional part of him, and that could be in that area. Yeah, so some men are like high in libido and everything, and then maybe and I gathered also that the wife is not also with him in Equatorial Guinea. She lives in Spain.
Oh, with the kids. He has 6 children, by the way. Little beautiful family. Children. Imagine.
And the wife is looking all.
This guy has a good job. He has a lovely family, and he still has time to do content creation. So what is your excuse now that you are not hustling and doing content creation now?
Not in that
see this guy,
no.
I'm joking.
That's where you see that no matter how much you want to give to someone, even the word is not enough. You see a rich man, he wants more. The poor is, striving to get
struggling. Yes.
You see someone that said, I'm living in a reputed apartment. By God's grace, I want to get my own. You still get another house that is built in your name. You're not paying bills. You still want to build another house.
Definitely.
So you see, it's a nature in man that men are naturally insatiable. Because when you talk about the people he had these things with, they are not small people either. The president's sister, the governor's wife. I don't know if you check the list.
I think,
and I'm like, so it's not about I'm having this thing because there are people that I want to blackmail to get money from, or to not even aside from blackmail, or I'm giving money to. There are people that when you check, they are all well to do. They're not small people. You understand?
Yes.
And you can see the way it's going. I heard that one committed suicide, and I heard that even some others that are not known are still committing suicide. So you can see the way it's going.
It's a terrible thing, actually.
Because these people never expected that it would get to this point. Like the whole world will be watching you. Like, see the mess
he has brought upon himself, his family.
He really does not care, because watching that guy is really not really giving a hoot about what
I see people are hailing. Some guys are hailing him. Solomon of our time and all. Some guys are literally like saying, no, this guy, I look up to you. I want to be like you when I grow up. But maybe they're not looking at it from the point of like, this guy needs help. He needs some help, because imagine being with 100 partners. Even if he's like in the space of how many days do we have in a year? 365 days. Like, how many people are in Equatorial Guinea? The population is like 1 point something, and then you have taken like 400. So I'm like,
hopefully he was hoping that the beautiful ones are not yet born. So
I don't think he was even after beauty, because from the little clips I saw, because even if you're not even like, you don't even have access, because what Equatorial Guinea now did to like lock it down is to just shut down the amount of downloads that have been going out, just to kind of cushion the ripple effect of everything. And then they kind of suggested that they should put security cameras in public offices, which I think is a good idea on their part, so that in the future, because most of the times these affairs were in his office.
My sister.
Which makes me feel bad for the new person that will take the office, because that first day you just enter, you just look around like,
this
the legend.
No, not even the legend. This office seems polluted. That kind of expression. Like, I think the person needs to bring anointing oil, bring water,
sanctify the whole office first of all.
No, but it's crazy. It's actually very crazy. Like, there's one point I actually want to use this opportunity to bring down. Like,
okay.
And I want to ask you as a question. So now, looking at it, married women, married man. What is the problem with marriages these days?
I think that the problem is not really particularly with the marriages. I think it has to do more with female and then desire, because there are certain things that will attract a female to a male. For example, now guys that have good performance, that's one thing that attracts females to them. A guy that has a good
be explicit. Performance.
Performance in what we are talking about now. This topic.
Maybe it is a work now.
No, if he's performing in work, it's okay too. But we are talking about the marriage, in the marriage thing now.
People that are viewing
for clarity.
So,
Okay.
they won't be what kind of performance?
What kind of?
Okay. He has a good work. Okay, maybe he's performing.
It's good for well-being. So me, I think performance is also important. And look at you, Chin. If you're not collecting, performance, you will not be smiling and happy. Like, are you jumping up and down and happy and everything? So, Abba, it's part of well-being. So that's like it's not the very first thing you think about, but I think it's also important. And I think our society kind of makes it look as if women should not want that once you are married, just sit down there. Your partner can go around and satisfy himself, but you have been kind of releged to this kind of position that, oh, nothing for you. You shouldn't look at it, you shouldn't want it, you shouldn't look for it. Like, personality is also there. Somebody that is powerful, he has money, he makes a woman laugh. Women like to laugh and play.
Yeah,
he has control. So those are the things that will definitely attract any woman to. And look, there's also something called like this personal women talk. So if my sister, I experience something good and I look at you and I know your predicament and I call you and I say, my sister, maybe your garden is not watered and all. So I've experienced this, I might want you to experience it. So I think that's a way that, because there was a picture that we showed that had like, out of 10 people in the picture, he had been with like 6 of the women there. So it's something that they knew each other. His pastor's wife, he obviously knew that this woman, the guy too, they doing your own thing.
Those women, they knew that he had something to do with them.
I don't think they cared though. And the way I'm saying these women, I don't think they care. Don't collect your own and go. We are just
assuming.
We're just
because we don't really
speculating.
know. Yeah, we don't really know exactly what prompted. Because from the video, my sister, you need to see these women's faces. There's something that you are doing like, I don't have a choice, or maybe because I'm trying to settle my husband's debt to clear this thing. Because from some places I read, they said those women that did those things were people that their husbands too had issues, and maybe it was like a trade by barter thing. Okay, you woman, if you are coming, you want your husband's name to be saved. You don't want it, and you don't have any choice. That kind of thing.
Yes. No, okay, no.
What I really had the problem was the video, and these women knew that there was a video. That was where I had
they were satisfied with it, and they were looking into the camera and shaking. The one that
got me angry was even the pregnant one. I'm like, how?
And that's what I'm saying. I think there was that desire inside her mind already.
Looking at the man, like setting up the camera. And you are pregnant,
I'm saying it now. Probably that she got pregnant, she added weight. The guy probably looked like, Omo, you're not slim again, you're not looking as fresh as before. You understand? So I'm trying to shine a little light on, like, maybe men should use this, as a lesson to kind of be more focused on your partner's needs. Because as much as you ignore it and you say it's a small thing, doesn't matter. It's just something that you can please go and sort it out somewhere else.
That's what you're saying, because that's really what I wanted you to do.
That is the main thing.
The issues in marriages today, I told you, it's not common.
It's not.
This thing has been happening.
Yes.
Both male and female.
Yeah.
There are some men that my wife, some women are rigid. Even when the man tells you this is especially when we come to the bedmatics aspect, do it this way. Some women maybe holier than thou. How can you tell me to do this? That means you have been doing something else. You're not even ready to change. You're not even ready to adjust, open your mind to it. Like, okay, this is my partner. If he says that this is the way he wants it, and I really want to satisfy him,
what can I do?
And then how do I also enjoy it
while satisfying? It should be a win-win.
How should I go about it? When you just realize that some women are like this holier than thou attitude, like no, you are going too far. Don't even say that. I can't do this, and vice versa too. So men,
both ways,
both ways. Then you realize that for the sake of peace, for some people, they will just withdraw back to their shell. Then if they are not careful, this is where this thing comes in. By the time they step out, to meet somebody they are comfortable with,
that is willing, that can actually scratch the itch and all of that
they so desire, that they have been begging their partners to.
A whole legend.
Then you now imagine, that's when you see women, oh, he's cheating on me, or the husband will be going, you cheated on me, I can't take it.
The funny thing, Nelo, is that as much as like a woman will be faster to forgive a guy, guys don't collect it like that too.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't play with their
if I see that
they do not.
Those people's videos are leaked, the men are already divorcing them.
You know, this guy safe, it's safer for him to be in prison safe, because the caliber of men that are around him are very dangerous, are big men. And you know, he has gone and done what he's not supposed to do with their properties. So is he safe at all?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, but okay. Let me now behave like an African or a Nigerian per se.
What were you behaving like before? Sorry,
no. Okay, why I said that is we can be too spiritual. So let me come to the spiritual aspect.
Okay.
In the Western world, they might say, it's nothing, but anything that happens in this part of this world is who knows? Do you know if it is their caliber that in group doing the juju together? Do you know if that is the award, like the number of women you have something to do with as a married one?
That's how you be going higher. Okay, all right.
So I don't know if you understand the picture. So there is a possibility that they might not even be after whoever, and it might be something within that they themselves are doing.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay, I know that in some relationships there's something called swinging, which is like two couples, they'll decide that we have another couple and then we exchange.
Yeah, there's a culture that does that.
Now there's a culture, yes.
When I think I've forgotten the tribe now. When you come, even as a visitor, they offer their wife or their girl, child, whoever is matured enough to you.
Even in the Bible, I think in Sodom and Gomorrah, there was that time when the angels
but that was the reason why that place was actually destroyed.
Yes,
because the rot was becoming too much. Lesbianism, all this. That's why I said nothing is new anymore.
Okay, but I want to kind of pick on something on that. You remember in that story, the two ladies were virgins. That they haven't had anything before. And when it so happened that they were now in the cave, they had to like think on their own, like, how are we going to have children? Okay. And then what did they now do? That desire in them came out.
Yeah.
And they were virgins. So how much more a woman that is with like in her husband's house and that desire is still there and the man is not meeting up.
Yeah, that's why I said naturally as human we have it's not God
it's for men, it's for women, yes,
both male and female. Because why I said so is that if he didn't create us to have desire, he wouldn't have made the moment he created man and created the animals, he wouldn't have gone ahead to make a woman
again.
But he looked at it and felt no. Animals do not complement or fill in the gap for the
man. Yeah.
And so the Bible says he made and helped mates for him.
Yes.
And he put him to slumber. So the moment he was able to create the woman, meaning that God knew that there is a desire and a need to be met in man. Yes. So that is why I said when it comes to marriages now, this thing that happened is a lesson to both the man and the woman. As a man, fulfill the needs of your wife. Stop having this mindset of the needs that my wife needs is money. Because there's some men like, what do you need? Maybe there is food in the house.
Maybe I've done the DSTV. I've put fuel in your car. What else again?
And you feel your presence is there, but you're not involved. You are equally absent. It's better off that you could carry your bag and say you are living.
Let's live separately,
and I'm living here.
Yes,
because that's your presence.
It's not nothing. It's the least. You are doing the least.
Most times men get it all wrong. There is a way a man thinks, and there is a way
a woman thinks.
In fact, I think I came across, by John. Was it John? I've forgotten his name now. The way a man. Okay, I've forgotten. Women are from Venice, men are from Mars. I read that book. I've forgotten the author now. So I now realize that there is a way a man thinks. But for it to work out, as a man, you need to know how a woman thinks in her own world and fulfill that aspect.
Okay.
While likewise, a woman needs to know how a man thinks and also fulfill that aspect. But it is actually wrong. Maybe in this part of the country, men usually feel that a woman should behave like a man. Just think the way I'm thinking. Do the way I want you to do. Like that kind of perfection
in my mind,
in his mind.
in his
and
own mind.
You don't want a woman to be a man. Naturally, a woman is supposed to be soft. Don't crucify or judge her. Hey, why are you acting like this? Why are you doing stuff like this? It's for someone like me. Because I love my peace and sanity. Once I realize that as a man, not only based on my husband or partner now, even general as a man, if I have anything to do with you, like maybe we have a kind of communication or we have to work together.
Yes.
And I realize you're this kind of person that any little thing I do, you want to get fault or you want to be judgmental, you want to be pushing, I withdraw.
Okay.
Withdrawal does not mean that I won't share with you. But you see, when it comes in to argue and drag with you, I give up. I won't even bother because I will actually you see that you're black. Even if it is white, it is black.
To you.
Just let me have
for your peace.
For my own peace. You understand? And I won't even suggest anything, especially when you are the type of person that I know it all.
Okay.
I want to, in fact, I want to even do your job as a woman. No problem. I will just give you space. If you ask my own opinion, I will even equally tell you, anything you do is good, because I might bring my opinion, you still find fault. So there are some men like that. You now push the woman to be silent, and when the woman is silent, it's very dangerous. So don't ever think that you have peace.
When they stop talking,
when the woman stops talking,
you go collect.
Everything you do is okay. It's okay. That is even the time to check.
Yeah, you go collect.
That something is wrong. Something is deeply wrong.
Okay, Nelo, I want to come from more of a health angle. In this kind of matter, what do you think about, sexually transmitted diseases? In this case.
Exactly.
In this case.
I was afraid. Like, I learned that the government said that they will even check him for STI. To be sure that if he has STI, that they will even have a problem with him. Because, like,
I don't think he had the STI himself.
Oh God, like, what is it? Where did he get the goodness from? Like, just like that? No protection? Nothing. Like, COVID, and they said 400.
For over. And above 400.
Oh my God. I don't even want to go there because that health plan. We don't have evidence.
We don't have. Yes,
so I don't even know if he has or he doesn't have anything. We are even talking about STI. What about the HIV, the AIDS? What about this?
It's part of it. It's all in the same basket together.
Maybe he's feeling that these women are married women. They are safe.
That's also. Because I think most of them were married.
Most of them were married.
I think there were very few single ones.
I was like, I've heard of someone saying. There was a place I was, and the man was saying, it's even better to do married women than to do single ladies. And I was like, okay, fine.
Everybody has their preferences.
For a married woman, definitely she wouldn't want to get pregnant. You understand?
And no relationship with you also.
No relationship with you also. It's just
the way that they even came. BDC kind of way, now.
You know that kind of a thing.
Then down collect, go your way. No relationship, no too much.
I was like, what a crazy idea in your head. Like, seriously. And as he was saying it, that is the same way some other guys, that is the same way some other guys have the same idea upstairs. Do you understand?
Okay.
So, and I'm like, when we talk about health, STI, you say after she will try to be safe, you understand?
And all of that, yes. Okay, well, Nelo, I think my final question is that if the legend is exiled from Equatorial Guinea now, and he comes to Nigeria, hope as a Nigerian you'd like to have him around.
Make you remember a day.
I make you day. We dash you now. We don't want.
When I keep her well. You know what? Someone I saw a post and the person said, thank God that amongst all these women said there was no Nigerian. And later they will be shouting
that Nigerian women are not trying. They are not good. This one, that one. See,
in fact, when it comes to marriage, let me tell you the truth. Whether Nigeria or no Nigeria, who go cheat?
Cheat.
It just has to do with your personality. What you want. There are women that no matter what they go through, they find it disgusting. Like, naturally, even with their own partner, there are some things, like when I was giving an instance about, someone, they will also want to tell you, please do this for me, based sexually. And you're like, no, it's disgusting. Then imagine where that kind of a person that is already irritated with her own partner will now move out again and be comfortable with another man, except saying juju. Except saying juju, she no use clear eye. Except someone that is maybe that has high urge, because there are some women too that
have high libido.
Okay. Not just only in men. Okay. It's also in women. Okay. That it looks as if they are insatiable when it comes to that aspect.
Well, thank you so much, guys. And we always want to hear your own side of the story, what you think about it. So do comment so that we can give you our own replies about it. And we will of course see you next time. It's been Everything is Everything with your girl Koko and
Nelo.
And we'll see you soon. Bye.